everyone to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we're talking NWA Starrcade 1989 Part 1. I'm sitting here with Doc right now and not Hardbody Harper. Harper says he'll be here shortly, but we wanted to get going because we got stuff to do, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Doc, you and I have actually been chopping it up. If you want to know what Doc and I were chopping it up, become a patron and you'll get that pre-show. It's about 35 minutes of a pre-show. Doc, how are you? What's happening on your end? How's it swinging over there in Little Dong Whirl?
That's supposed to be funny. Is that your attempt at humor? Now you're going to piss off all the people out there in the audience with little dicks, and we know that's a bunch of them.
You just insulted. Come on, grow up. All right, keep it going. What you got, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling good, man. I got over that nasty cold I had, and I kicked out. It was touch and go there for a minute, but I kicked out. And I'm back up and running. Feeling good. I'm constantly amazed, though, I gotta say, at how the average human and lesser than average human can let a cell phone or a little laptop work them into a shoot so bad. You know what I mean?
Kind of, but what do you mean?
Well, I guess it's time for everybody to gather around.
Oh, I know where you're going. This is yeah. I was venting earlier, so okay. I didn't expect you to address this, but by all means, let's see what's gonna happen here. Oh shit. Harper's on. Do you want to wait for him?
Yeah, let's bring him in. He needs to hear this too.
Okay. Yeah. Let's.
He'll probably want to enter into this discussion, and it's always good to have.
It's either going to be a popcorn fart or a ridiculous promo.
That's true.
Okay.
Hey.
There he is. We're recording. We had just gotten started like literally 2 minutes ago, Harper, so you didn't miss nothing.
All right.
So, Harper, I would say that you're out in the world. First of all, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing fine.
There you
Kicking
go.
ass.
That's right. Kicking ass and eating ass, right? Can't decide if you want to kick it or eat it.
I'll do both.
There you go. If you can do it at the same time, you might want to stretch first. All right. So we're sitting here talking, and you're out in the world probably a little bit more than the Menace and I. We're family men. We got obligations at home. We got to make sure these derelict children of ours do their homework, and wives always want to, where are you going? What are you doing? Do you find that when you're out in the world, are people just offended about everything?
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to go out to the world to see that shit. You just go on.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about. We got some people, I could say, I guess I'll just leave it at people that like to get on Mike's ass. And look, let me tell you something. If anybody's going to get on Mike's ass, it's probably not going to be Sasha. It's probably going to be me and Harper.
About what?
Well, here's the thing. You know these kinds of motherfuckers. And let me tell you something. I ain't talking to everybody out there. If you're Phil Allen or what is his name? T-Hog.
In Megatron.
All the Hispanos that love us so much.
Armando.
Armando. CMU Brent. Now, I ain't happy about that White Claw shit you were saying about me on Twitter this week. But I'm not talking to you here. If you're a patron, I ain't talking to you. If you're a long-time listener, I'm probably not talking to you. And if you're down in Australia setting brush fires in time for summer coming out, I ain't talking to you either. But some of you dickless motherfuckers,
Jesus,
y'all want to get out there and ride tough. Oh, you guys are filthy. You guys are awesome. I love it when you talk bad about so-and-so. Let me tell you something. You're just a fake-ass bully. Because when we talk about your shit or we hit close to your home, you start crying to Mike. You need to tell Harper and Doc to stop talking bad about me because I can't take it.
About who?
Mike, does this happen?
Doc is going overboard. It's a general statement. What I told Doc was I get a lot of emails from people that like, man, like they discover the show, they find the show, or they've been listening forever, and they're like, "Oh man, I love you guys. You, Doc and Harper, y'all push the envelope. It's so cool to hear y'all push the envelope," and it never fails. A month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, we strike the one nerve that turns them into the I can't believe you said that, and I'm like,
yeah,
so
I can't stand. I can tell you one person that was a friend of the podcast, and I realized they fucking deleted us off of social media.
Yeah, don't say the name. I don't want to give them credit.
Right? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, fuck off, you little.
Here's. Let me break this down. Let me break this down for you. We're not going to change what we do. And that right there is speaking to the thousands of people that are cheering right now. We ain't going to let that stop us.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. We're beholden to no companies for ads.
No.
So here's my advice to you. If we're offending you in such a way that you feel like you need to type out a letter, I'm going to save you some time. Swipe left, delete, drop your pants, and go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Damn.
Who are you going to call our fucking sponsor?
What are you going to do? Mike is working he has 14 podcasts. He has a real job. He's a lazy prick. He does not have time to read your shit.
That's not
the first thing he does is, if you're not a patron, delete.
That is not true. I respond to as much as I can.
I'm gonna tell this is for everybody, and Harper's gonna be right there with me on this. Everybody needs to take a step back from social media.
Yeah, that nonsense.
That's never going to happen because it's their life support.
Man, that's like having a fucking feeding tube that's only feeding you shit.
I mean, it's like an addiction.
Yeah, it is.
They can't pull away from it, bro. They can't pull away from it.
Now, I ain't talking about sharing filthy memes on our Facebook.
Right.
That's different. That's fun. Who gives a shit? I ain't ever spent a second in it, but I get what y'all are doing over there, and I appreciate it. But, man, these are jokes, not dicks.
Well, that
don't take them so hard.
Took a turn. Okay.
All I'm saying is this. This shit's supposed to be fun. Let's have fun.
That's why I do it. I do it because this isn't the real world, and this is basically a recorded conversation between three friends. I mean, there's no other way to lay it out. And you think about the conversations you have with your friends.
They sound something like this. Now, look, remember, we're on the air. We got to turn it up to 11. Remember that?
Yeah, it is what it is. And Doc's being a little harsh here. I read emails. I don't respond to all of them because there's not enough time in a day.
Okay, so I'm being harsh. Here's the other thing that we wanted to cover tonight. I need an intern to handle some of my business affairs. So if you're interested in applying to be my intern, DM Mike to his personal Facebook page with an outlined explanation of why you would be the best person to be my intern for the summer coming up.
Doc, I just thought about something. Remember 4 or 5 years ago?
No.
When the Smoky Mountains caught on fire and you said on the show at the very top of the show, Mike, when I said we were going to light the Smoky Mountains on fire on the Smoky Mountain podcast, I didn't literally mean that you needed to go light the Smokies on fire.
That's nice.
There were a handful of people that got butthurt at that comment, and my inbox lit up like a Christmas tree. And I was
and the Smoky Mountains.
I was like, what are you mad at? And you're like,
I mean, they only had the internet in the Smoky Mountains.
Well,
they probably just got rid of fucking rotary phones.
There was one person who told me, I'm not going to listen anymore if you don't get rid of Doc. Well,
bitch, fuck you. Bye.
4 years later, Doc's still here.
Let me explain something to you. The world is all about leverage. And even as a patron at $2 a month, you have none.
Damn, Doc. Okay, you're just a straight shooter, brother.
I'm just saying, this is we're making a fairly low cost offering to the community that you can choose to purchase and come with us. And we love having y'all here. We say it all the time. The patrons are the ones that keep this show alive. This is listener paid for and listener fueled. But let's keep our roles in perspective here. There's
know your role. Is that what you're trying to tell people?
exactly.
Jesus.
I mean, Harper and I's job is to provide the talent. Your job is to flip the switch, and everybody else's job is to listen and fight and claw to be on the JV Goon Squad.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But everybody, push away from the phone for 30 minutes more a day. Push away from the keyboard. Go for a walk. See some nature. Do something else, man. Come on. Watch some wrestling.
I'm laughing because Harper cut the promo a few years ago when the Saints lost in the playoffs, and it was the penalty where we got screwed, the pass interference thing. And Harper's on Facebook cutting a promo. He's like, "Look, it's over. Change.org never did anything. Put down your phone. Go play with your kids. Go outside. Just go do something. Go make some memories."
Yeah, for real.
I was gonna have a discussion about these NFTs. Do you know what I'm talking about, Harper?
What's that?
Mike, did you read what I sent you?
Yeah, but I just didn't give two damn, I don't care.
There's
Whatever.
these new things you can buy, and I don't quite understand it, but they're called non-fungible tokens. But it's like a digital experience that only you buy and own. And so think about it, instead of buying like a pack of baseball cards, or we'll keep it wrestling, a pack of wrestling cards, you could go to like the company, and then you would have a special, pay extra for a special Sting card that only you have. It's the only one of its kind. So it's supposed to be worth something.
It's like a custom-made card.
Sort of, I think. Here's the thing. I don't really understand it. And if you do out there in the listener lands, again, DM Mike at Facebook. And maybe you can have a segment on the next week's show.
Oh, man. That's not happening. All right. Doc, are you done cutting your promos? Can I mention a couple things real quick?
Well, nobody left a 5-star review, so everybody can go get fucked. So
That's
yeah.
nice.
It is nice. Special shout out to our largest page contributors monthly. Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Jeremy Priest, Joe Ice. Thank you very much. Shout out to a couple of new patrons and a couple of bump ups. Let me go through this list real quick. Liam Arda, Chris Hyatt bumped up to annual. Good old Justin, longtime BTT patron, Hall of Fame member, he bumped up a little bit. Tony Montana, longtime patron, bumped up as well. And the 49er Dodger, Harper's good friend in California, Armando Martinez, came back to Patreon, a longtime listener, a longtime supporter. So thank you, Armando. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Doc.
And guess what? If you're a patron and you are like, man, he ain't talking about me, I wasn't. So there you go. And if you're a little bitch and you're like, I bet he's talking about me, I probably was.
Yeah. Bitches.
Bitches. I have a feeling that this is going to be a robust discussion about wrestling. I don't know, man. Harper, did you watch this?
Yeah. And if you're a fucking minority, this ain't a good day for you.
Oh, this is the fucking wrestling version of Build a Wall, man.
Let me start the video version. Y'all are rolling, and I didn't even have the video version going. So
hey,
let me
man, this is
repeat what you just said for Harper. Doc, you repeat what you said, and then Harper, you repeat what you said right after Doc, because the video version is now going.
Harper, did you watch the pay-per-view here?
Yeah, and if you're a minority, this ain't a good day for you.
Well, this is the wrestling version of Build a Wall, I gotta say.
Jesus. Y'all are going, somebody, I could see the tweets and the emails coming.
I mean, I could see Hurt. They're like, well, they're all main eventers. What are we gonna do? And Hurt's like,
right.
Just pin the Browns.
Jesus.
You pin the Browns and
the yellow.
And a yellow fella with the paint.
Dude, it's criminal what they do this night. So,
Jesus.
all right, before we...
Hey, man, it's a pay-per-view. If you're not a patron, we do this a lot of times a year. We're going to let you in because we decided to do this a long time ago against our better judgment. But we do this for the clashes. We do this for the other pay-per-views. And as the patrons will tell you, it's fun. It's worth it. It's a pay-per-view. So in 2020, 2021 fashion, I'm wearing a tuxedo from the waist up, and I'm wearing gym shorts, just like I do at work.
Of course. Here's how this thing works. If you're not familiar with Starrcade 89, Doc is right. We've done this every year for Starrcade all the way back to 85. When we first started doing these Saturday night shows, everything was on the free feed. And then once we got to the clashes and there were more pay-per-views, we were like, no, we're going to put that on the Patreon side. But the Starrcades, they remain on the free side. So that's why we're doing this, and it's not just on Patreon, because traditionally that's how we've done it. So here's how it works, this Starrcade. There's 4 singles talents, there's 4 tag teams, and they're going to compete in this Iron Man and Iron Team round-robin tournaments. I am going to play some audio here from Jim Cornette, Jim Ross, and Terry Funk, who are on commentary, and just listen to the rules coming from these 3 gentlemen. Here it is.
Everybody, and welcome to the Omni in Atlanta. I'm Jim Ross, and welcome to Starrcade 89 Future Shock. Tonight, 12 big matches. The 4 greatest single wrestlers in the world today will compete against each other, as will the 4 greatest tag teams in the world as well. To describe the action in the Iron Man division and the single competition at Starrcade, I want to welcome Terry Funk to the broadcast.
Thank you very much, Jim. 15 minutes isn't long. Are going to be going 100 miles an hour at 100%. Each of these great wrestlers, the best wrestlers in the world, have to go for pins, and pins fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, to analyze the tag team competition, I want to bring in Jim Cornette, many times manager of the year. The competition here will be very keen, no doubt about it, but let's review the scoring system quickly.
Well, this very innovative tournament will be decided by a point system. If a wrestler or team wins his match by pinfall, 20 points. If he wins by countout, 15 points. If he wins by disqualification, 10 points. If they go to a draw, then each man or team will receive 5 points. A loss is no points. So it's almost as important how you win as if you win.
It's going to be great, ladies and gentlemen. 12 big matches. All can be considered as main events here at Starrcade 89 Future Shock. And now let's go down to Gary Capetta.
So before we continue, I want to make a statement. I feel like we need to have a discussion right now before we complain the rest of the show regarding our thoughts on point system type round robin tournaments when it comes to wrestling, because it's just, beyond the actual tournament, I don't like that they didn't have any title matches on Starrcade. That's a problem in itself. It's your biggest show of the year. You've got the Steiners, they're a bad tag team. You've got Doom, they're a badass tag team. These 2 teams should have been wrestling for the NWA World titles. Instead, we've got them in a round robin tournament. You got the Midnight Express, one of your best tag teams, isn't even on the card. I'm actually glad that happened, and I'll explain later. Luger, who's had an exceptional 1989, should be defending his title. Muta, another phenomenal talent, should be defending his title. We're going to get to more on that later, what happens to him. And, you got the world champion, Flair. He should be defending his title too, but, of course, that's not happening. So I feel like there's just talent everywhere, and we're just pissing it away on the biggest show of the year with some point system bullcrap Iron Man, Iron Team tournament. So do we want to talk about that first before we actually go into these matches and whatnot, Doc?
How do you book 12 main events?
Man.
Yeah.
I can't answer that, bro. You tell me.
And so nobody's going to come out super strong. A couple of people are going to come out buried. Again, there's all the talent that you just pointed out that isn't on the card, which is a huge mistake. Everybody, as a booking team, it's like playing a bunch of superstars out of position, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think, Harper?
Yeah, and you see, the problem is, if you did this now, they didn't have this back then, but now you know how, like, on the bottom of the screen, they got the ticker that tells you the scores to other games when you're watching football or whatever.
Yeah.
if they had that back then, they'll say Steiner's 20 points, yada yada. You would know. You could kind of keep up to who's doing well, but this shit's fucking all over the place with this number shit. And if you're trying to follow it, you're like, wait a minute, they had 20. Wait, they had 5. Wait, okay, but they lost that match, so that's 0. I mean,
look, I tuned in to watch one guy beat another guy's ass, and now you're making me do math.
Yeah. You carry the one. Fuck off.
Yeah, you carry the one, motherfucker. That ain't my job.
Yeah.
I'm with you all. It's just crazy. I mean, I got on the video version. Pinfall or submission is 20 points. Count-out victory is 15 points. Disqualification victory is 10. A draw is 5. They do show scoring updates throughout the night, but it's not like the ticker like Harper's talking about. It just doesn't make any sense. So,
yeah, because the only time you see it is when that fucking dollar store Vanna White broad puts the fucking numbers on the fucking board.
Dollar store Vanna White.
That's the only time you fucking see the quote unquote score.
And if they're all standing there on the stage and they hate each other, why aren't they whooping each other's ass?
Yeah,
now?
I was thinking the same thing. This looks like fucking like Rat in 1985 playing like at your local, whatever arena.
Yeah.
You're in love.
Yeah, like Bon Jovi's about to start fucking playing.
What Harper and Doc are talking about is they're introducing the 4 teams are on I'll call it the stage or ramp, and they're introducing them all. So you got Gary Michael Capetta, he's introducing the teams. You got the Steiners, Doom, Road Warriors, and the Samoans who replaced the Skyscrapers because Sid was injured. Now,
let me go back real quick. So the other problem I have here is not that Terry Funk's on commentary, because that's welcome. It's that with 3 months ago, he was banned by the promotion. Now he's an analyst, and nobody's really talked to him in this babyface turn other than he got pummeled after that last match at the Clash. And now we're just supposed to expect he's a rational analyst about things.
Yeah.
Everything was airtight, brother.
Corny just turned heel, and he's out there too. Which, again, I got no problem if we're going to have Corny and JR call the tag team matches and Terry and JR call the singles matches in a vacuum. But how did we get here to this point?
They did. So let me say, I was about to say something about the Samoans. So the Samoans replaced the Skyscrapers. In my opinion, I've never heard anybody say what I'm about to say about this. They did the Midnight Express a favor by not putting them in this, because if they would have been in it, they would have had to take the pin a few times as well. So
yeah, they would have been buried.
Yeah, and Herd didn't like them, so they would have got buried. So I know the Midnight aren't going to be around in the promotion, through 90, but still my point is, the Midnight Express, they did them a favor by not having them in this tournament. You know what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts before we jump to the first match, Harper? You got anything?
I would rather see the fucking Samoans than the Skyscrapers anyway. Could you imagine them trying to wrestle 4 fucking times in a fucking night?
That's another problem here is everybody's getting overexposed when you have so much talent that's not even on a card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
none
ridiculous.
of this means a damn thing because I don't know what we're trying to win.
Right. I mean, why
am I going to put myself through this? Why am I going to go out there 3 times and wrestle just cause?
Everything was airtight, brother.
If I'm Ric Flair, I'm like, I'm the champion. You guys can suck a fat dick. I ain't doing that.
All right.
And I love how JR was like, the crowd's still gathering in.
Bro.
When you see those empty seats by a hard cam.
Yeah.
They got stuck in traffic. They got off on the wrong exit.
That intro, he said Rat 85. You know what that intro reminded me of back then?
Kiss?
No. How they introduced the NBA All-Star Game lineups now.
Oh, yeah, that's true, huh?
How many people you think are reportedly in attendance that night?
Oh, God.
It's at the we're at the Omni, right?
We're at the Omni, yeah.
Probably what, 7,500?
Wikipedia says 10,000, but I question that number as I'm watching this.
It does fill out a little bit as we get going.
Yeah, it does.
They were trying to, Corny or somebody was like, they're out in the lobby, and I'm like, motherfucker, that's a weak excuse. The dog ate my homework.
I'm with you. All right, so we go to the first match. It's Doom with Woman and Nitron versus the Steiner Brothers. And actually, this was a good match. I felt like both teams laid it in. Doom did a good job of heels, as heels of using Nitron on the outside and having Nitron get involved when the ref's back is turned. The guys just were laying it in. I mean, there's a big double elbow from Doom near the end that Doom laid into Scott. And then Scott had Doom too, which is Reed, pinned near the end, but the ref had his back turned. A hot tag is made to Rick Steiner, who comes in and is laying it into Doom. Biggest pop of the match was at the end when Nitron tripped Rick Steiner, and Rick Steiner went outside and hits Nitron with a lariat. And the fans just went nuts. That led to a brawl on the outside with all the guys. And then we end up seeing where it looks like it's going to be a count out for a second, like a double DQ. But Rick Steiner, who's the legal man, rolls into the ring. And the Steiners end up winning by count out. And they win 15 points. So Doom loses.
Well, and I have a note here.
Okay, go ahead.
Doom took the loss, but I'm sure that they'll get it back later and be made whole later, right?
Right.
That's what I'm wondering.
Can you go to 1818 for me?
I most definitely can. Let me get to it now. So you said 18. You said 1818, Doc?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's hear what Harper's got to say, and then I'll hit play where we're at. Go ahead, Harper.
Why is the ring skirt blank?
Well, you say this every time.
Yeah, but it's a fucking pay-per-view.
Where's the Coors Light things? Are they on there?
I mean, you think you would at least sell it for sponsorship spots?
Hey,
make money
Yankees,
off of it.
You don't put ads on the pinstripes. You don't mess with the NWA.
Brother, trust me. How many times that you watch this, how many times did you hear the NWA mentioned? 0.
Hey, Harper, it's the worst offense about the fact that there's nothing on that ring apron is that this is Starrcade.
Something.
This is their
WCW on it or Starrcade.
My point is this is their WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Put like silhouettes of women like on the mud flaps 18 wheelers.
Oh, well, the little pink ladies that they.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Harper does say that every
Spectrum
week.
Rents, come on.
Yeah, I no argument from me. Okay, Doc, I'm at 18:15. I'm hitting play.
I don't know
now.
what this is. I just put good God.
I think this is where they spill to the outside.
No, it was that right hand.
Yeah. Well, watch when they spill to the outside because they're gonna go outside, heavy. And then like Rick Steiner is going to just lay out Nitron if my memory is correct and my notes are right.
I'm glad that we finally got to see Nitron do something, but the problem is that his something is to throw terrible punches.
See, he gets tripped. Like Nitron trips Rick, and then watch what he does. Bam! And look at the crowd react. You see how they jump up?
I like that.
They go nuts, and this is where the brawl breaks out. And then Rick Steiner's the legal man, so he rolls in, and everybody else is brawling, and the Steiners win because Rick Steiner rolled in. Now you can make the argument that at least Doom only lost by count out, but the problem is they still lost, and they're going to lose more. Spoiler alert, right? So that's how that one ends. Doc, any other thoughts on this?
Bro, they're like a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament that loses to Doo-Doo State University.
Yeah.
Boy, no kidding. What you think, Hawk?
And was never in it. And like the 14th seed Doo-Doo State is playing their walk-ons at the last 5 minutes of the game.
Because you watch it, think, okay, well, Doom lost this one, but they're gonna win the next one, right?
They got to get something back,
right?
And why couldn't they beat the Samoans? Because who are the Samoans gonna beat?
It's almost like when you're watching a 4-game series, like in the World Series. Okay, well, they lost the first one, but they're gonna win game 2 or 3, right? Wrong.
Yep.
Or it's like when you're watching a 7-game series and one team that you didn't expect to sweep the other wins the first 3. You're like, there's no way they're going to sweep them. And they sweep them. I was going to save this, but I'll say it now. The fact that Doom gets treated like this is just...
It's
It's
bullshit.
not, and here's the thing. I like Doom, and don't take this the wrong way. It's not half as bad as what they do to Muta.
Oh, God.
Muta, but you can see the look on his body, mannerisms. He's like, fuck this shit, man.
You know the thing about Doom that's interesting is at least they
Look at
recover.
this.
At least they recover from it.
Right.
They
What is
end up
the fucking
recovering.
Oscars?
Yes, it is. They're introducing what Harper's talking about here is
Every member of Poison is going to be behind that school.
Gary Michael
Talk
Capetta.
dirty to me. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Gary Michael Capetta is introducing the singles participants because we
Why
went
does
over the
this
head
look like a
tag
fan
team.
cam? This looks like a fan cam, dude.
I can't answer that, Doc. Everything was airtight. We know that. But it's, we got the singles participants who are the Great Muta, Sting, Lex Luger, and Ric Flair.
Mr.
And,
Charisma.
Okay. Sting gets treated right tonight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's Sting and he's white.
Oh, I can't wait to get to Muta. So let's keep going. The first match in the singles portion of this round robin is going to be Sting versus Luger. Now,
Here is my first question.
Let's hear it.
Why in the fucking fuck are we giving this away for fucking now?
For free. Well, not free, but you know what I mean.
Not free, but we can't do something here to have these two guys build up to something.
Doc, they got talent all over the place in this promotion. Sting,
This is
Luke.
most egregious because these are the two guys that have the future built on them, and we're just going to let them get in here in the opening match of this thing, and just fuck it. Let's just let them wrestle. When you would have something that could be real, you could build to. We all know I'm not the biggest Sting fan. Luger's grown on me a lot in the course of doing this podcast. But the point is, here they are, just beat the shit out of each other.
Doc, this is a product of when you do a round robin tournament, right, Harper?
Yes.
I mean,
Harper, couldn't you sell this, later, early next year, mid next year as the main event of a pay-per-view if you built it right?
of course. Because,
Right.
I mean, they even say they're the future of the 90s of pro wrestling.
Well, the 90s start in 3 fucking weeks. Let's get started. Here's the thing. Muta's amazing. I love the guy. But there's no American company that's going to push him as a baby face to the top in 1990. The shit was too racist back then, and that's just a fact. So why not use him and Flair on one side and let these two guys build to something? Oh, and by the way, you still have Funk rolling around. You still have Pillman out there. You still have other people.
That's true. Fuck, he ain't on this damn paper. Damn, yeah.
They got a lot of talent that ain't on this because they
That's
chose
right.
to do this round robin bull crap.
That's right. Everybody gets cannibalized. Everybody gets overexposed. No one really gets over. A couple of people get buried, and we waste a bunch of shit. Now my eyes have seen this, so it's not special anymore.
Let me point out one thing to you related to. I disagree. I think you pointing to this match is like it's special in that it's a mess up. I could say that about all of them, with the exception of what the Samoans are in. Every single one of these matchups is just a screw up, and you're giving it away with nothing on the line.
Later, I'm going to say the same thing about the Steiners and the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's just
they could have had a regular pay-per-view, but pushed Muta and Flair as the main event.
Yeah,
and been fine.
So as far as this match goes, there are a bunch of occasions.
Muta probably would have been all pissed off because he got to go 27 minutes with Flair and look credible, and Flair would have made him look great instead of just getting the dog shit kicked out of him.
Well, you know, they only had 3 hours, so they had to make certain things quick, and that's why you saw that. We'll get to that shortly.
They did everything wrong. Fuck these motherfuckers.
There's a bunch of occasions in the Sting and Luger match where Gary Michael Capetta is given the remaining time, but Funk and JR were talking, and you really couldn't hear what they were saying when they're even up until like there was like 3 minutes remaining. So the finish, Luger and Sting are near the ropes as they fall into the ring, and Luger falls on Sting. Nick Patrick is making the count. They are right next to the rope, and Luger uses the ropes to win. So Luger, he's going to defeat Sting and get the 20 points. I actually guess I'm as fine with this as can be, considering he's a U.S. champion. But again, we're just kind of giving this away. But whatever. Doc, any thoughts on the finish, the way they did it?
Can you give me 2602?
Oh, you're making me go way back. Okay, 2602.
Well, you kept talking and wouldn't let me get my shit in.
2602?
Yeah.
All right. There's 26.
Right there, falling out.
Yeah.
I thought Luger looked, for a guy who's kind of stiff and kind of awkward sometimes, I thought he looked real natural falling through the ring there. And I thought that was a really good, just little spot from Luger to do that.
Agree.
I mean, I don't know, but that seems like a real hard thing to do, is just fall through the ropes.
It's not easy if you don't know what you're doing.
You're dropping 6, 7 feet to the ground. That's not a natural move.
You can mess yourself up if you don't do it right. Yeah.
And I thought Luger, who's, somewhat awkward sometimes, he's muscle bound. He's not agile and flexible. I thought that was a pretty good move for him. Can you give me 35-30? Let's see what we have here.
Is it this? I think you went to the finish. This is the finish.
Yeah,
this
is right here.
Look at that. They look like two virgins trying to get it on.
Come on.
They couldn't get over the ropes. Luger's always doing shit at pay-per-views, man. This is like the 4th straight pay-per-view. He's just like, fuck it, I'm out of here. I won.
He escaped. He wins. He gets his 20 points. And that was that.
For what it was, from bell to bell, I got no complaints. I'm good.
The problem ain't bell to bell with most of these, almost all of them.
That's right.
It's hot.
We have 12 guys who are all legitimate talents that are all put in horrendous positions.
Yep.
Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Harper, any thoughts on Sting and Luger before I go to the next match?
I didn't mind the finish.
It was all right.
I thought it was a good finish. Yeah, because it was a fuck finish.
Yeah.
Is that how you looked the first time you were trying to get in some action?
That's nice. I was grabbing the ropes trying to get in there.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get leverage.
Sit still.
Tone it down, Doc. What are you doing?
Yeah, somebody's going to be upset because they're still a virgin. Don't talk about having sex. I've never had sex. I'm offended.
There was Vanna.
Yeah, it was very quick.
That board was pretty fucking low
shitty.
Rate too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's 1989. Come on.
Come on. That ain't like 1979.
Yeah.
That's true.
And they couldn't put the logo on that board either.
Right. That's where the logo should have gone.
Harper really is hung up on the brand.
He's a marketing manager.
Harper is.
How hard is that? Just to put the logo there.
That thing looks like it comes from 1970.
That looks like a fucking bingo thing.
From 1973.
Oh God, that looks like when you were in school and you used to make the fucking fair. Yeah,
poster
like
board.
A science fair or something. Yeah, with the poster board.
Yeah, the poster board, Harper. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I'm just shocked.
They made that 20 minutes before the show started.
Oh shit, we don't have a scoreboard.
Okay, fuck.
Harper,
I'm just shocked.
You might be right.
Well, and I'm surprised that these Einsteins got everything spelled correctly.
God, and all the wrestlers should be in different fonts, like something. Like Sting should have his logo with the scorpion and so on. Not just Sting.
Brand management is Harper's passion.
Oh, God. It's like they ran the fucking Office Depot 20 minutes prior. And just got this shit.
They got those block letters that you put on like your mailbox and shit.
like from Ace Hardware.
Oh my God! All right,
black and white, no color, no nothing. Fucking
even she's black and white, except
and
hair.
fucking red on top. Nobody likes redheaded women. Come on.
Oh my God! I can't believe you just said that.
Why?
What?
He knows why I said that. I'm not going to say anything else.
What? Nobody likes that.
He knows why I said that. Oh my God!
Fucking
Who's a
gingers.
redhead?
Nobody that anybody likes, because nobody likes gingers.
Oh, no, he said that. I'll have to tell you offline. I can tell he doesn't want me to say it, so I won't say
That's
it.
nice.
I'm surprised they didn't spell Rick with a K, Luger with an A at the end of his name, Muta with an O, and they just figure out a special way to fuck up Sting.
To put like the police there.
No, Harper. See, can you imagine they put Stang with an A instead of I?
Oh, Lex Luthor from fucking Superman. God, none of this says, yeah, we're a fucking major cable, fucking wrestling, and we're trying to give Vince a run for his money.
I say it all the time. I don't say it all the time.
Something I would have made for the science fair in 1989 and stood back and hit the RVD pose on.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this and we'll keep going. It is a miracle that WCW even made it to 96 where things could explode, because we're still 7 years away from that right now.
Hey, when you got a billionaire's money, you can fucking milk that forever. We're learning that all over again.
Boy,
hey, look, we got
we.
to change addresses on the video screen.
Yeah, so the next match, remember Doom was out here. They lost by count out, but they still lost. They're going to take on the Road Warriors. Once again, so we're not broken records here. We're giving away two phenomenal tag teams, two big powerhouse tag teams of, with Doom and the Road Warriors. Now, before the match starts, Cornette asked Jim Ross if the scoreboard girl is his daughter. Jim Ross no-sells it. I'm sure there was an inside joke there or something. I don't have a clue what it was, because
you think
Corny
he made a
asked him,
ballsy face while he was inseminating her?
Corny made a second, even said it a second time, and JR completely no-sold it, which tells me there is some type of inside joke that we don't know about, and I'm pretty sure it had to do with JR laying some pipes the night before.
That's pretty nasty, because JR, his old ass was only 37 right there. He'd be 30. He'd be 38 in like a month, less than a month.
Well, someone needs to call the drive-through and have Charlie from Starksville ask that question.
I don't know if y'all noticed something. I'm gonna rewind real quick. Look what these fools did here. You see this first row opposite the hard camera? Yeah, I mean, like what we're looking at right here. I should say that. There's like an aisle big enough for people to walk by. So they literally have people that can walk by in front of the people in the front row to get to their seats.
That would piss me off.
You bought a front row. Look, there's two dudes walking by. They're just walking through. And if you notice, it happens the whole show. There's people just walking by in front of the people in the front row. Gotta love it. Oh, my God. All right, on to the match. And then JR no-selling and whatever else was going on.
What do you think Simmons and Butch Reed thought in the back when they got this laid out for them? Damn.
Probably, and they both were just like, well, bro, we're getting paid. We're getting paid good
it doesn't
money.
matter. We're wearing masks. Nobody knows who we are.
I mean,
Pez Whiteley.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting part is
Tiger Conway Jr. and Pez Whiteley.
Yeah. Well, the interesting part is, like, they bury him, but they still get over. Like, they have a good 1990. Like, they're gonna do some good things going into the new year. So
going back just about 20 seconds, Animal doing a standing drop kick is pretty nice.
Yeah. What were you about to say, Harper?
No, because I'm wondering watching this. Well, the mask got to come off soon.
Oh yeah, they don't have that. That's the
Yeah.
one thing I hated about
Yeah.
Doom. They didn't have the mask for long. They come off really soon. And you know some other good things are going to happen for them. But that's the thing. Like it's crazy when you think about like they buried him this night, but they're still going to do well. They're going to have a good run, which is a testament to these two guys. But again, to Doc's point, it's like here we go. We got these two badass tag teams. The Road Warriors are jacked up. You know, Reed isn't as big as Simmons, but
Let's
Simmons
blow
is jacked
through a
up.
year of booking in one night.
Yeah, I mean, it's like let's just blow our loads like boom, 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 like a fucking machine gun.
This is a
Imagine
good match, though.
machine
That's
gun with
go ahead,
jizz
Doc.
bullets.
No. This is a good match. These two big guys laying it in. They're putting it on each other. I like the match, but again, it serves no purpose, so that's the tough part other than the scoring system. Doc, what do you have from this?
Man, woman is hot. She's pissed. And I don't mean hot in the normal kind of way. I mean, like, this is not going the way she wants it to go.
Yeah, especially with the finish is about to play.
Look at Billy
right
Apter
here.
back there in his red sweater. He just ducked down.
Taking photos.
Yeah, there he is. Pop back up. Like
Captain Kangaroo.
He sure does.
Is there something weird about that guy?
No?
What do you mean?
He just seems kind of odd to me.
I mean, fuck, he's in a wrestling business.
No, good point. Aren't we all?
No, he's got okay, I don't want to get into it on the show, but he's got some wild conspiracy theories with Benoit. He's mentioned some things that I'm like, I don't know. But he's a weird dude. Animal with the big shoulder tackle. This is a finish coming up right here. Here it comes. They're about to finish off Doom and get the pinfall victory of all things. And they're gonna get 20 big points, which kind of sucks for Doom, man. I gotta be honest with you.
Doom's in trouble, man. But
I mean,
they're resilient.
They've lost 2 in a row. They've got 0 points, and it sucks because
I'm surprised that they didn't just bring out the Samoans to fight Doom and just go, y'all are both minorities, you both lose.
Jesus, Doc. There it is.
I'm not saying it's what ought to happen. I'm mad about how they were treated.
Dude, they were treated bad, but
I celebrate diversity.
let's be real. Woman's upset, but we're really about to see a big screw job in the next match. I'm just gonna let me. You know what? I usually go to you first, Doc, but Harper, I want you to tell me your thoughts on Flair versus Muta and what happens here, because we've been talking about this for weeks and we've been talking about how quick it happens. But what did you think when you watched this?
Muta is just showing no emotion. And then when Flair gets him in a figure 4, he don't sell it. He's just like, okay, I'm in a figure 4. Let's get this shit over with. I mean, you can see it right there. You can see it like in his face. He's just like, man, fuck this shit, bro.
Yeah, I didn't notice it at first, but I've seen
it dude,
100 times.
When I first saw it, I'm like, he has zero emotion. He's just like, okay.
I would imagine that even Flair's like, this is stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The whole fucking locker room's got thinking this is fucking stupid.
And let's be specific. When you're saying this is stupid, we're specifically at this point talking about the great
because
Muta.
He's your TV champion as well.
Let's take a guy who hasn't been pinned yet.
And this motherfucker, what the fuck is he doing there?
Why is he
lost?
There? This fucking fat piece of shit.
Can y'all talk about who y'all talking about? This fat? Who's the fat piece of crap you're talking about? Yeah,
he's
Norman.
dressed like Santa Claus.
And he's out there.
Why?
You got your TV champ, your world champ. The TV champ has yet to be pinned, and we're just going to take all of this and flush it down 8 months or so and flush it down the toilet in less than 2 minutes.
So here's the thing: they start off hot as hell.
This is so bad. This is booked so horribly that if I didn't know better, incompetence couldn't. This has to be intentional.
Oh yeah,
this can't be just incompetence.
Yeah, I would like to believe that there's nobody that can be this stupid, but it is Jim Herd we're talking about here.
I mean, Conrad can sell you an interview with Jim Herd all he wants about how Herd is treated wrong and there's good things he did. But this shit right here tells me that he was a damn spy for Vince.
I mean, it's criminal. I mean, anyone with any sort of intelligence, even the dumbest person who's got an inkling of smarts in their brain, will tell you there's no way the great Muta should have had his first loss like this, even with it being the Flair. And I mean, he is your TV champ. You've been building him for months. He's been here since we were in the studio still, if you recall.
Watch.
Oh, you ain't lying, Harper. He doesn't sell he's not even
just
selling
fucking
it.
chilling.
He's
waiting for a bus.
Look at you. Ole and Arn hit the
Yeah,
ring.
He was selling there a little bit.
Look. He's just looking like, okay.
Bruh, no, he was not selling that at all.
Look at him up. He's up like nothing fucking happened.
Which one's Buzz Sawyer and which one's Arn?
That's nice.
Dude, so Harper is making a fantastic point. If we go back and look at this, like, Flair gets him in a figure four, and Muta, he kind of sells, but he really no-sells it.
And then if you notice, when Flair gives him the fucking chops, he don't bump.
Yeah, look at him. He's just sitting there. He says
like
no.
He's got the hold on Flair.
Right. And now he's waiting for what's about to happen, which is Buzz and Gary Hart are going to hit the ring.
He's just looking.
But then Ole and Arn intervene and stop Buzz and Hart. And now there's a brawl on the outside. And now Muta kicks Flair. And Muta kind of acts like he's about to, oh yeah, I'm going to get the win. He's going down. But here comes no can do, brother. Oh, God. He lost inside of 2 minutes, by the way.
And then he can't even get that right. They wouldn't even let him get the moonsault. I mean, look, it's they bruh. The Italian Stallion could have done that fucking shit.
This is
the Cuban assassin would have looked better than that. They just jobbed him out, bruh.
So the Great Muta, who again, let me repeat, hasn't lost the whole since he's been here. We're 9 months in to him being here. He hasn't lost, maybe even more than that. I know 9 for sure. Hasn't lost. He's going to lose inside of 2 minutes to Flair on a roll up, a cradle, I should say. And Muta, I mean, they just emasculated him on TV. It's not even funny.
And it's not even over.
Oh, it's not close to being over.
Right. Brace for impact. And I think that's why he's like, fuck, they're burying the fuck out of me.
So let me ask a question, Doc. Did JR lay some pipe down? Was he a plumber on that?
I don't know. I mean, who likes Tori Amos?
Hey, come on.
Mike doesn't even know who that is.
That's one of them 90210 girls, huh? Ladies?
That's Tori Spelling.
Oh, my bad.
Man, now you can tell us all white girls look alike.
Well, I mean,
she was an alternative music singer in the 90s.
What do you want me to do?
She was big in the 90s.
What do you want from me?
Silent all these years.
Doc, what do you think of redheaded women? You like them or
Nobody likes gingers, man.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Well, Muta just his undefeated streak just went up I mean, think about this. Do you know what you could have did with this man at a pay-per-view? Hey, his undefeated streak is on the line versus Flair. Who's going to win?
Immovable object in the whatever, you know?
There's so just much you could do.
2 minutes.
And you just disintegrated on live TV in your biggest pay-per-view of the year. And it's not done.
It was in the same town, but the only thing they didn't do was hit him with a taser like they ended Goldberg's streak in the same city.
Oh, my God. Well, the next match, we got the Steiners versus the Road Warriors, and face versus face matches really aren't never that good. I never liked them. I still don't like them to this day. You know, Doc, you got anything from this?
I'm changing my notes.
Well, let me tell you how this thing turns out as a finish.
Why? So my first note is, and gee, stop me if you've heard this before. Why are we giving this away now?
Yeah, for real, huh?
It turns into a four-way, big double team by the Warriors on the Scott. Animal has Scott pinned in a bridge, but Scott gets his shoulder up and Animal doesn't. The Steiners, your world champs, win as they should, as the world champs, but, that's that. Harper, what'd you have from this? I mean, it kind of did
I like the finish.
Me too. Me too.
That was good, because I figured whoever was booking this, like, actually put these matches together. It's like, fuck, how many times can we have a win with the Doomsday device? So we got to change shit up here and do something different.
And I thought, from the standpoint of you got two baby faces, that's a good way to do a finish where you get the pin where Animal thinks he won, but
because I'm like, why are they getting them up like that? That's not the Doomsday.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, both shoulders are down.
Right. Animal's shoulders are down, and Scott kicks out. Animal thinks they've won, and I think that's really, they did basically a clean finish, but it was in a screwy way where the Steiners win. Which is the right thing to do. They're the world champions. I mean, hey, good for them. But I don't know. I didn't have anything else from it. It's babyface
Can
versus
you give
babyface.
me 60 minutes and 12 seconds?
You're just going to go back to what we just did. Right here, the finish. What do you want to say about it, Doc?
I'm looking here. I don't know. Maybe I had it wrong.
Yeah, this is it. The finish, that's the pin. And
so here's the thing. This is the fifth match, and we've had nobody just win on a straight pin. I mean, that was the closest. And Rick did pin Muta, but there was massive interference. So not only are we giving this shit all away, but it's all schmozzy and shitty.
There's, how you watch modern wrestling and you don't remember specifics. You're just like, oh, it was there.
I think modern wrestling was birthed right here with 50-50 booking and rushing through angles.
I'm going to tell you again, it's a miracle they made it to 96 where they could explode on the scene. Look, I'm not trying to, I hate that we're coming across so negative, but we just got to be honest, man. This is just.
Man, I want to see these two teams get it on with a personal issue involved.
Amen. Ain't that right, Harper?
The problem here is that this is all, so we're all wrestling for reasons we don't understand, and there's no personal issues, and
look at this shit.
This fucking science thing. She's like, oh, look, I made him stick.
The only thing that could be perfect is if the fucking numbers fell off.
She's probably fucking hanging them on there with wrestler jizz.
Stop! What is wrong with you?
Specimen she personally collected before the show.
Look at Muta's face. He's just like, all right, here we go again.
Harper's not lying. Harper is not lying. I mean, this is exactly what's happening. Muta is in the ring. He's like, well, I guess this is it. So it's Muta versus Sting now. And again, coming into this thing, Sting and Muta both have 0 points because they lost their opening matches. So I wanted to point that out. They both have 0. But anyway, go ahead, Doc.
And if you think Sting is going back 0 for 2, can you give me 106.58?
The only emotion he showed was just now when he spit his shit up.
when he missed it.
Mm-hmm.
You want 106.58, you said, Doc?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're at 50 right now, 106.50. Harper's right.
I didn't note that Muta does something.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice little submission.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like a double underhook, flip over, Sting's face first on the mat.
With the bridge.
Yep.
That'd be a great finisher.
He did that before on somebody, I think.
Yeah.
He did. I think it was Italian Stallion, maybe.
Yeah.
But
hey, where's he at?
They should have put him on here so he can take some pins, but seriously. So they actually slowed things down in this match. Muta's about to go for a big move off the top. Sting is going to hit Muta with a drop kick. Muta sells that like he's just been decapitated. Muta did sell that really good. Sting suplexes Muta. Sting puts, I think he pins Muta. Go ahead.
how great was that? When was the last time you saw a superplex and it didn't look like they're just helping each other and holding each other up? This is
coming.
fucking how you do it.
It's coming right here. Yeah, I mean, for two
this
guys.
Is how you fucking do it.
For Muta, who just is getting buried tonight, they're going to do some good stuff here. Look at that kick. I mean, I cannot.
How fucking great was he?
He's phenomenal, and they just. It's criminal what they did, man. Here it comes. Here comes the superplex.
It's unnecessary on every level what they did.
The Sting drop kicks Muta. Now Muta's down on the top rope, and here comes the superplex.
We're going.
Yep. They look good. Y'all want to know what's funny? Muta hasn't lost in 9-10 months. And here we are.
He's lost twice in 30 minutes.
No. 12 minutes of ring time. He's 0-2.
God damn.
12 minutes. I timed it. 12 minutes.
Bro, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the year after that the Mavericks blew the 06 title to Miami. We got cheated out of that shit. And the next year we won 67 games in the regular season, and we were like, fuck this. We're going to kick everybody's ass. And then we went to the first round and lost in like 5 games to Golden State, who was the 8th seed.
Yeah, I remember that.
And if you know anything about me, I almost had a stroke both years.
The night, okay, so Doc and I didn't know each other the night of Golden State defeating the Mavericks in that year. That game where they lost, where the Mavs lost in that series in the first round after winning all those games, that was the night of my bachelor party. I remember watching that thing hammered. And I was like,
I was
wow.
hammered too. I'll go out on a limb and say I was hammered too. And I also guarantee that you had a much better time than I did because I had an emotional breakdown.
I bet you did. So we get a scoring update from
I got naked and went in the backyard and built a mud and stick statue of Avery Johnson and then set it on fire.
Let's go to a scoring update here from Funk, Jim Ross, and Cornette regarding related to what's going on here at Starrcade.
Terry, in the single competition, we got a 3-way tie at the top.
Isn't that something? A 3-way tie, 20, 20, and 20. And it looks rather bad for Muta and J-Tex right now and Gary Hart, but dadgummit, it looks good for Ric Flair, it looks good for Luger, and it looks wonderful for Sting. So what's going to happen?
Jim Cornette, perhaps the advantage. Sorry, strangely enough, will go to the Wild Samoans. They have not wrestled yet, and the Steiners have the lead 35-20 over the Road Warriors.
Exactly right. We've seen the Steiners beat Doom by countout to gain 15 points. We've seen the Road Warriors beat Doom by pinfall to gain 20 points. In the shocker, the Road Warriors were pinned by the Steiners. The Steiners gained 20 points, but the Wild Samoans, due to the luck of the draw, have not appeared as of yet. They've got the advantage. They may be playing catch-up, but also they have sat back and they've watched what the teams are looking like, how their game plans are going, and now they're set.
You have a quick prediction for the tag team in the second half?
I'd have to say if the Steiners keep looking like they are right now, I'm going to go with the Steiners, but I got to take a peek at the Samoans just to see what they're all about tonight.
All right, Terry, what's your prediction? Second half.
Hey, dadgummit, I'm going to have to go with Lex Luger all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lex Luger is a pick of...
Well, thank you very much. I've been saying the same thing the whole time. Lex Luger, Lex Luger, Lex Luger.
Fast pace. It's been tremendous thus far. We're halfway through, and we've got another great tag team event. Our first look at the Wild Samoans. Let's go back down to Gary Capetta.
What the
So,
weren't we just watching Terry Funk act like a crazed lunatic not too long ago?
Yes.
And now he's just like, hey, I'm going with Lex Luger and smiling and, what the fuck?
If I was Muta, I would have changed clothes after that match and just headed on out to the...
Oh, yeah. I would have just left.
Here, okay, I know we keep
Y'all
talking
figured
about...
this shit out without me.
I know we keep talking about how criminal this is, what they did to him. But the other point to remember is, yeah, they're burying him just with the losses. But I need to point out again, he's the television champion right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking the shit on that too.
They're shitting on they're not only shitting on him, they're shitting on the title. It's terrible all the way around. So I'll point that out as we keep on.
This is what happens, and if you work in a big company You're sitting out there, you know that you've been there. The big boss has an idea, and nobody can tell him no, and then you end up with shit like this.
You think Gary Hart would have pulled somebody to the side and be like, nah, you know?
Who says he didn't?
Right. Yeah, that's true, huh?
Well,
brother, this is no way to
Gary.
Jesus Christ, he's still there.
Harper just saw Norman, who they showed walking around the crowd in the ring with the Santa Claus outfit on, and Harper's got nuclear heat with Norman.
Well, I mean, if we're going to be honest, Harper has nuclear heat with the entire special community.
Come on. Now look, now Mike's going to get the fucking emails.
He lying.
I know.
You know what was funny about the...
You're allowed to have heat with the special community if the special community tries to choke you out.
Dude, that dude peeked out of the curtain and saw... Yeah, he told Harper, I'm going to kill you.
Did he say it with normal words, or was it, I'm going to kill you?
Come on. You see?
All right, okay. So back in the day, Harper, when I used to work those shows in Chalmette, there used to be I forgot who they were, but there was like a group of people, and they used to bring these special needs kids to the shows.
Yeah,
that's nice.
And I'll be damned if the heels didn't target them.
Yeah, call them the R word and stuff like that.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, if there was,
how'd you fit all them little fellers on the short bus?
I mean, there's video out there. It's not online, obviously. It's on VHS somewhere in someone's house, and oh boy.
Hey, you got told to call somebody the N-word.
Hey,
do you know how canceled you would be now?
Hey, brother.
It's okay. Iceman spoke for all of your people and said it was okay. I heard that your side of the aisle has like voting rights like that, where y'all can just like,
oh God,
make it okay for all of you.
Told you that word doesn't get used in this house.
What?
Voting rights.
Voting rights.
No, that word.
It shouldn't.
You better show your ID, motherfucker.
It's hurtful, and it was still hurtful back when you said it in front of a live crowd. But at least you were doing it to try to get some heat.
I don't know what you're talking about, but let's keep moving. We got the Wild Samoans versus Doom. Now, Doc, how many matches has Doom lost so far?
Well, woman has worn 3 different dresses, so I'm going to go with this will be their 3rd loss.
Right.
So far, at this point, it's 2.
So how can they still win this?
See,
they can play spoiler. You play hard because you're true to the sport.
They can't win it. I guess the only logical argument would be, well, each match you're getting paid. Like if they wanted to like kayfabe, they could say, well, each match you're getting paid, $2,000 just to compete in the match, and they can play.
They should lay down to help another minority get ahead.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we got Doom, one of our, big tag teams here. Not only are they going to lose this thing, and this is the last match we're doing in part 1, by the way. Not only are they going to lose this match, but they're going to lose to the team that is substituting for another team that's not even here due to an injury. Which I was like, okay, Doom loses once, Doom loses twice. Damn, they gotta lose again to the team that
was pitiful. That's pitiful.
Okay, you know what happened here? You made the NCAA reference a few minutes ago, Doc. Mikey and DFW will get this because this is one that
he's your vacation buddy.
Mikey and DFW will get this because he's a big NCAA tournament guy. The Wild Samoans are the 15 seed play-in, and they just beat the number 2 seed. No.
They do it now where they have 11th seed play-ins. That's what UCLA was.
But
That's what they are.
don't they also have the
They do, but the Samoans are 15 seeds. Come on.
I don't know, bro. I mean, I can think of like
The
Midnight
15 seeds are like
Express
the
should've-
dynamic dudes. Man.
Yeah, I like the fucking New Zealand militia
militia.
dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Oh God, can you imagine if they'd have put the dudes in this?
No,
Well,
because there have been too many faces.
Well, we really would have been like outraged. I mean, we really would have been cutting. Can you imagine the dudes being in Starrcade? Oh God, that would have been terrible. God damn music, yeah. So the Wild Samoans, it turns into a 4-way, and Fatu and Doom 2, which is Reed, they collide, and Humperdinck is going to end up pushing Fatu, so he falls on Doom 2, which is Reed, and the Samoans are going to win, and Woman is not happy on the outside, and like we've been talking about, Doom has now lost all 3 of their matches and are out of this thing. So we go ahead.
You're sitting there, and on some level, and I don't know the format, nor do I care, but you're drawing this up, you're having a conversation, you're storyboarding it, you're outlining it. Who the fuck says this is a good idea? There are smart people on the booking committee. This has to it has to fall at the feet of Herd to be sanctioned in this, because I don't care. Look, I ain't gonna let Nate run my checkbook. And I'm not going to say he's going to be the best booker of the year, but he's not this stupid.
Yeah.
And Corny and Sullivan and Ross are on this booking committee, and they're super smart brains for the business. This cannot have come from them. This had to have come from Herd. And this level of intentional incompetence is a fucking fireable offense on every level. And this is no slight. The negativity that you see here is no slight, even sting, of all the in-ring competitors that we have seen tonight. God bless them. They had to go out there and deliver this turd.
I can't add nothing to what you just said because you summarized it quite well. The only thing I wish you'd have done is wait until part 2 to do it, but...
Well, we got next week, and I'll get mad again about watching part 2. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm still pissed about Muta. But what a waste of talent. That's like having Tom Brady on your team and having him play the fucking punter.
Well, and again, who's going to fucking get over with this shit? So nobody's going to get over, and people are getting buried.
And what's the reward for all this? Going through this fucking shit.
That's not good booking. If somebody gets buried, but we get a whole bunch of other people over, then, well, okay. Got to break a few eggs. But nobody's going to get over with this shit. And how the fucker, and I don't want to spoil this shit, but how in the flying fuck are we going to have a tournament where the world champion ain't going to win?
They should have had like a millionaire, a million like championship. Whoever wins this gets $1 million and have like fake money to make it look like it's a pile of $1 million or something sitting there.
You don't even have to do that. You can do like they did at the Crockett Cup, where they give you a check, $1 million check.
Why do we have to gimmick it up? If
the check doesn't look good.
If the marquee still says wrestling, there's enough talent in this promotion that obviously hasn't fought before tonight. Now that's gone now, but that hasn't fought before this night, that we've got angles for a year, 18 months.
Yeah, that's the other. There's so many crimes here. It's what you just said. It's Muta losing. It's Doom losing all these times. But it's everything you just said. You've got, with all this talent here, you got angles to go for the next 2 years with all these people.
With the people that were just on the show. Oh my God.
Keep going.
Sorry, I forgot what I was. I forgot what I was saying.
They just show a woman who's angry, and Harper says, "I'm pissed."
I want to live between those. But this is just with the people who were here. What about all the people that didn't even make the card? They don't get a payday. Come on.
Pillman's not here. I mean, we got talent that's not even here.
Isn't Dr. Death still around or what? No.
I mean, he's back and forth to Japan, I believe. At
Yeah.
this point.
Look at this. I can't get over this.
Harper's still pissed about
You know
the
what that looks.
scoreboard.
You know what that looks like. I figured it out. It ain't science fair. That's a good start. This looks like the fucking sports scoreboard for 1976 on high school sports on the local sportscast.
Right. They want to say they're trying to compete against WWF, right? At this time. Do you think if WWF had an event like this with these different teams, do you think it would just be in plain letters, Hulk Hogan, Tito Santana, Brutus Beefcake? It would be the font of their fucking logos.
All I can say is that in this spreadsheet like setup that they have, I want to put the cursor underneath Starrcade 89 and remove that space before it goes down to the others.
God, this looks like a rodeo scoreboard from like fucking Urban Cowboy when
I
they were in
know.
Gillies.
I guarantee this looks what this looks like is if Smoky Mountain would have done something like this. Theirs 5 years later, but they're Smoky Mountain, not
Right.
WCW.
Right.
It would have had charm and be cute if Smoky Mountain did it in '93.
They have shown it like as a digital graphic, but there's been no like special font like Harper keeps talking about with the names. It's still just a digital graphic with
It's
basic
the
font.
little things. If you want to be considered big leagues, it's the little things that make you stick out.
And then
This
you got
makes you
Ditzy.
look fucking mud show as fuck.
And you got Ditzy McHooker here over here.
Yeah. Where'd they get this broad from? She's like the fucking relief waiter at fucking Hooters or something.
God. Oh my God.
A relief waiter. She was waiting tables in the bullpen.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna work tonight because the Falcons are playing the Saints, but they said I could be on TV, so I'm gonna do this instead.
I'm telling y'all, this is JR's. This was JR's responsibility that night, I guess is the way I want to put it.
Man, if you shaved her head, she looks like a dude.
Come on.
God. Oh boy. All right, so that Doc, you got it. That's the first half of Starrcade 1989 Future Shock. So
There's another half of this crock of shit.
the only thing I'll say at this point is Muta has 2 losses and Doom has 3 and is done. So that kind of tells you where we're at with this thing.
Boy, look at Lex. That just screams superstar.
Sure does. So let's just waste him and put him out there in 3 matches tonight.
How many derogatory terms do you think Jim Herd made in the booking of this card about people that don't look like him?
Too many.
Skin pigment.
Too many for me to even consider because I'd want to just knock his teeth down his throat. What a buffoon. By the way, this match, we're going to talk about this one as we go into next week, or we'll start with next week. The first matchup on part 2 is going to be Luger versus Flair. Now go ahead, Doc. What were you about to say?
I just don't understand how Conrad can be like, well, Jim Herd's misunderstood. I had this. Man, you're just trying to sell interviews. Come on.
The only thing I know is when a lot of people say it, they know what in the fuck they're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You've heard Flair say it. You've heard
If
Cornette.
the milk smells bad, it's probably bad. I don't give a shit what date's on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sullivan. I mean, all the people that mattered back then. Flair, Sullivan, JR, Cornette. I mean, they all pretty much seem to say the same thing about Herd, from what I understand.
So either they're all dummies or they're right. We'll let you decide.
Yeah, either they're all dummies or the pizza guy was right. Right, Doc?
Right. Yeah.
But on that note, so since we're not doing the full show this week, we don't really have
we got to wait
it.
for these ratings. We got a rating and the rating may be the most complicated rating we've ever handed out.
There's no maybe, it is.
Because we can't shit on these 12 dudes. What?
Today and every day, Flair.
Can you make your point and not get distracted by what you see on the
Sorry,
screen?
I see.
It proves some way. Well, some way.
Looks like Norman Smiley's dad is holding up some.
Who the fuck is that guy? Why is he dressed like that?
Yeah.
He's at the
Why is
raffle.
everybody
It's a
wearing
big
gloves
night.
in this shit? The black
Big
man's
night.
wearing white gloves. The white girl earlier is wearing black gloves.
Doc, can you make your point you were about to
It's
say
like
about...
a dollar store fucking limo driver.
Wow, that's nice, Harper.
I'm just saying.
I realize you're just saying, yeah.
That's what Vince had in mind when he pitched the New Day to them.
Can you make your point you were making?
I don't
Jesus.
even remember what it was.
You were talking about how it's going to be difficult to rate this thing because
We
you want
can't
to.
bury the talent here because the talent doesn't deserve to be buried because the talent is top
Not their
notch.
fault.
It's not their fault, but every single one of these guys has been put in a bad position. So our rating of this pay-per-view, we're gonna have to be careful not to offend any of these fellas or people or anyone. We don't want to offend anyone. That's our new thing.
You know, here's something that I know for a fact that mostly everybody, I'm pretty sure they weren't happy about this. One thing about pro wrestlers, they don't want to work more than once in a night.
Right.
They only want to go out there once, do their thing, and that's it. Now, managers are a little different because if you're managing more than one guy, that means you could be out there for more than one match. But pro wrestlers in general, they don't want to work more than one match in a night because they're basically just working for free at that point. Because you're going to give, you give somebody a 10, 15-minute match or maybe a little longer. You don't want to have to keep doing it. The fact that they had to go out there not once, not twice, but 3 times. The only guy that probably liked it
was Flair.
I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I know the way a mentality of most wrestlers are, unless they're just kind of like marks for themselves. They don't want to go out there more than once.
But let me ask you this. They worked more, but they probably got a bigger check because there were less guys.
I hope so. Hope so. But yeah. All right, so we're going to rate it next week. For now, I want to remind everyone out there, remember, we're giving this show to you for free. We do all of our pay-per-views, though, on the Patreon feed. So if you're not a patron, become one at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Our pre-shows are there. All of the WCW pay-per-views we've done from 88 and 89 are all there as well, along with the Clash of the Champions. Lots of stuff. We've got to be up to 300, close to 300 episodes on our Patreon feed at this point. So become a patron, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Also, don't forget to use the Amazon Associates link. It's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Great way to support this show without spending anything extra. If you're already spending money there, the show gets a little bit of hosting in return. So please use that link, and it would be helpful. Doc, I gotta ask, I don't know, did we have anything else we needed to discuss tonight or whatnot related either to this pay-per-view or anything? And is Doc on mute or what the hell? Harper, what about you?
Hey, no. The best is yet to come because, like the sign says, it improves some way, Flair and the NWA. I guess he had it like that so it rhymes. Today and every day, Flair and NWA improve some way.
That's a terrible rhyme, if so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, Doc, are you there, or did you just disappear?
I am. My Ethernet cord popped out, so I had to make sure that I got it stuffed back in there. You know how that goes.
Stuffing it back in there. Dude, you said how stuffing it back in there goes? Is that what you were saying, or are you talking about the
Yeah,
Ethernet
when it
cord?
comes out, you got to put it back in.
What do you think about redheads, Doc? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I've already told you. You're gonna try to say here. Look, let me just bust on it so that he's gonna be like, rah, rah, rah. Mrs. Doc dyes her hair some shade of red, but that ain't why I don't dislike her because she's a redhead. Underneath, it's gray, so who gives a shit?
Okay.
What do you mean some some shade.
It's like a dark red, brownish red. I don't know, man.
I thought that was the natural color. I didn't know it was dye.
No. Nothing on any of y'all's broads is natural.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
Does she wear makeup?
Yeah. See?
Okay, that's not natural.
Okay.
Did she brush her teeth?
That's not natural.
Yeah.
Harper, what color is your girl's eyes?
Blue.
That's good.
Are we going somewhere with that?
I'm just thinking he must really love her to know that kind of information.
Yeah. What color is Mike's wife's eyes?
Oh, take a guess, Tinkerbell. I mean,
you
Jesus.
fucking you see, that's too fucking easy, you dick.
Oh man. All right. Well, on that note, Doc, you got anything before we get out of here? And I throw it to Harper.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, I kind of got the same thing. All right, Harper, before I do this, check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. They do our ECW show on our Patreon feed. Also, check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, definitely more professional. It's still fun nonetheless. They won't offend you, so check them out. They won't offend you. They're definitely classier. So on that note, let me throw it to Harper. Harper, hit the tagline. Let's get the hell out of here.
Book it.